Hi friends, hope you all are doing great. Today I have come with you with another greatest classic, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Mandino. I wish and I request all of you to read this great classic book by Mandino. And don't confuse and don't avoid to read this book by looking at the title, The Greatest Salesman, and don't think that it is meant for the salespeople or people in the marketing. We all need to read this book because we all are salesmen in one way or other. We'll sell our emotions, we'll sell our opinions, feelings in the society, and most importantly, we have to sell ourselves to ourselves. You'll understand this, what is meant by selling ourselves to ourselves, if you read this book thoughtfully. And most importantly, the author Mandino has complete right to write this book. He himself faced many challenges in his life. His childhood was very comfortable and secure childhood. Mother took very care of him, and she taught him, Mandino, to read books and write, encouraged him to write. And mother used to say, one day you will become a writer. Not only a writer, you will become a great writer. Mother used to say that. Remember this statement, friends. Whatever you are reading, whenever you are thinking about something, just as many times as possible, collect and cherish the positive thoughts as many times as possible. You will come to know what will happen. And when he was about to join, Mandino was about to join into journalism course in the university. Unfortunately, his mother expired. And the situation changed, and he dropped the idea of joining university and did all kind of odd jobs. World War came, and he was forced to join. Because to sustain, he joined into the Air Force. He worked. Once the war was over, World War was over, he couldn't find any job, and it's difficult for Mandino to survive. He did marketing job, salesman job, and he couldn't raise money to run the family, and this disturbed his family. And as many of us will do, to avoid the challenges, to avoid the obstacles, to avoid the problems of life, we will escape, we'll try to avoid them, and he took to alcoholism, and this almost ruined his life. He couldn't bear the problems of his life, and he decided at one point of a time, he decided to take away his life. But fortune favored him. And he dropped the idea of committing suicide, and while walking through the street, he happened to see a library. He went and he started reading some motivational books, especially Clement Stone's book on the power of positive thinking. And that changed. And then he began to think, what I need to do to overcome these problems. And gradually, in the sales, the writing writing articles, he has gradually prospered, and he became an editor of Success Unlimited magazine, which was run by Clement Stone. And this small book, this miracle, this classic is a byproduct of that. And remember, friends, what mother said. Mother said, one day you will become a writer. Not only writer, you will become greatest writer. Mandino's the greatest salesman in the world is one of the greatest classic. It published in 60s, and still the record is that over 14 million copies were sold, and every year lakhs of copies were being sold every year. That is the power of this book. It is a classic, and every one of us should read this. Price is very low price, and the knowledge what it gives, the price is immaterial. Invaluable sources of knowledge you will gain through this book. And what is the story of this book? Here in the story, you will find three main characters. The main character which narrates, Hafid, Hafid is the richest and most successful, greatest salesman of the time when the story is happening. And another one, Erasmus, the bookkeeper of Hafid, is best in one way you can say Erasmus is the best friend of Hafid, the richest man as well as the greatest salesman in the world. What Hafid will do? Erasmus, while joining Hafid's services, he will laugh at him. He think whether Hafiz is a madman. The point, the principle what Hafiz follows is that whatever profits he earns, 50% of the profits he will donate to the poor people. At one point of a time, if you keep on donating, you will become poor. On the contrary, he became year after year, Hafiz became very richest person, greatest salesman, the richest businessman of the Middle East. And the story begins, Hafiz want to give away all whatever he possesses, except keeping something very little for himself, and he want to give away everything to his business acquaintances, partners, and whoever served with him, including Erasmus. Erasmus gets shocked. Why you are doing this? Then Hafiz narrates. Hafiz, whom the world knows as a greatest salesman or richest businessman of the world, is originally a camel boy. A camel boy who takes care of the Patros. Patros is one of the richest merchant in the forehand. As in the story past, in the past, when Hafiz was a small childhood, Patros was the richest businessman and greatest businessman. And Hafiz, that poor boy, want to become greatest salesman, and through Patros he will learn the important principles of becoming greatest salesman in the world. And those principles were enshrined in 10 scrolls. The entire gist, the complete gist of this, complete gist and the essence of this greatest salesman book we will find in the 10 scrolls. 10 scrolls. And those 10 scrolls, main principles, I'll read it out to you, and you'll come to know. The first scroll focuses on, I will form good habits and become their slave. The first scroll revolves around, I will live a new life. So whatever we may be living in life until now, we need to start. Whoever wishes to start a new life, they need to imbibe, they need to adopt new habits. So the first scroll emphasizes on the habits which makes you a successful person, and being slave to those habits, you need to stick to those habits. And scroll number 2 says, greet each day with love in your heart. Remember, friends, we need to greet each day with love in our heart, because in our day-to-day encounters, we will meet people with different mindsets, different emotions, and this scroll teaches us how to handle yourself. Remember, how to handle yourself along with handling others, because all the people will not be calm and peaceful. So the second scroll teaches us how to handle our emotions through the best weapon of the world, love. Remember, love soothes all the pains. Love solves all the problems. And third scroll principle is, I will persist until I succeed. I will persist until I succeed. So third scroll gives the message of never give up until you reach your goal. That is the main essence of third scroll. And fourth scroll says, I am nature's greatest miracle. This is a wonderful principle, friends. The fourth scroll says, I am the miracle of the greatest, I am the nature's greatest miracle. I am the nature's greatest. That we need to believe, we need to feel that we are a miracle by ourselves. We are a miracle. But unfortunately, what is happening, that we will think negative about ourselves. So will not be positive mindset oriented people most of the cases, most of the times. So this scroll says that believe you are a miracle, realize you are a miracle and follow it. The principles will be mentioned in this scroll, fourth scroll. And then moving on to fifth one, live each day as if it were your last day. Live each day as if it were your last day. Remember, many of us by unknowingly, I don't hesitate to say this, unknowingly, they don't know the value of their life. They don't know the value of their value of their time. So this scroll, fifth scroll, teaches that live today as if this is the last day of your life. So extract every moment of that, every hour. I will be better than the previous hour. So if you keep on doing this, we will be better by yesterday. So every hour, every day, we'll keep on improving ourselves. That is the main purpose of this scroll. And next, we are moving to sixth scroll, master your emotions. This is the area many of us need to focus. We need to master our emotions, because lack of emotional imbalance, we will be losing many golden opportunities in our life. And this scroll, sixth scroll, teaches us how to overcome that, how to master your emotions. And seventh scroll, the power of laughter. Remember friends, laughter is the greatest medicine, they'll say. We need to laugh not only about others, we need to laugh at ourselves. Those who can laugh at themselves can face any challenges in their life. So they have the guts to laugh at them. They have the guts to laugh at their silly mistakes. They have the guts to laugh at their gray areas. So they will be very happy to face the challenges. They will be very confident to face the challenges, and they will become successful through this attitude. And eighth one, multiply your value every day. Multiply your value every day by day, and every day you need to become better. That is the true purpose of our life, right? So the eighth scroll says revolves around this greatest principle. And then ninth one, after thinking all this, after knowing all these greatest principles, what is need to be done? We need to put them into action. Without action, nothing is possible. Without action, nothing is possible. So 10th scroll says, all is worthless without action. We need to focus. We need to put all our thoughts into action, because action is the only thing which brings the results. Action is the only thing which takes us to the goal. Action is the only things which realizes our dreams. So we need to stick to action. And last scroll, pray to God for guidance. As for God is concerned, whether you believe God, whether you won't believe God, whether you it is your own perception. So some force is there within you. So pray to that force. What for you are praying? Not for the gifts, because already you are a miracle. Remember, you are a miracle already. You have to realize that, and from within you, the God who lies within you, seek guidance from that. So you, whatever may be your perception of God, seek guidance. And these principles, 10 scrolls which were mentioned in 10 scrolls, each should be as per the book. They have to practice 30 days each principle, and so that it will ingrain in their minds, it will be etched in their hearts, and they will, if they put them into action, they will become the greatest salesman in the world. It means they will become the most successful persons in the world. So definitely we will become a successful person in this world. So friends, without any hesitation, believe and read this book and follow the principles mentioned in this book, The Greatest Salesman in this world, in the world, by Mandino. Definitely, I'm sure this is going to change your life. Thank you for watching. This is Durga Irvanta signing off.